LDNRBS.
I let you have it that time.
Yeah, I'm sure I was looking straight at you just in
right
case.
in the eyes.
But LDNRBS, we have another special guest in the building. Jen, let's give him a clap out here.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
You got a higher cheer than normal, so I'm just yeah. Your energy must be good.
Swear down.
Most definitely. So
is this what's going on?
Exactly, it is.
It's LDNRBS. Come on, stand up.
Exactly.
Nice.
So,
love for having me. I appreciate that, man.
It's real. So also, I want to ask you first off. Anyone who doesn't know you, who is Jem?
Oh God!
Yeah, man.
You just hit me like that.
Interview's gonna come. Trust me. So
Jesus
it's LDNRBS.
Christ. Jen is a songwriter, rapper from East London / Essex. He was born and raised in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, which no one believes.
Why does no one believe?
Everyone thinks I'm just some Essex guy. Like, you're right, man. Yeah. But yeah, and
say Reem. Reem.
Oh, no. Nah. See, this is why I don't say.
I can't even do that.
Let's stick to East. I'm from East London. Whenever I say Essex, that's what happened. But yeah, and I'm a rapper, an up-and-coming rapper, whatever you want to call me. I've been doing it for a while now. It's been a bit on and off because of the reason why we're here, mental health, depression, and so on. But everything's been up from here, and a lot's been happening. So. Yeah, and this is who I am. Through
my own, obviously, every single interview I always come with my own little annoying little story.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to throw mine in here. The first time I come across you was Grime Sets. I heard you rapping a lot. And you clearly are uniquely good.
Thank you.
You definitely are. And that's the first time I saw you. And then I was watching Chucky's podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I got sent it by Suri over here. And your openness was almost striking.
I know, yeah.
So talk to me. So now
I was surprised, yeah.
I could imagine.
Afterwards, I was like, what did I just do?
Did you envision going as deep as you did before you?
No, but yeah, at the same time, because at first, when I first started talking about my depression and stuff, I was really like just quiet, and I just used to hide it and be like, nah. Then I started coming out a bit to like one or two friends, like, oh yeah, this is what it is. But then it got to a point where I realized the best way to deal with my depression is just to be open and just talk about it, because I feel like I've got literally nothing to hide since then. Because I'm one of them people, I'm either just all in or I'm out. And if I'm telling you something, I'm like, listen, I'll give you all the details, or I'm just not going to tell you. I'm not going to be half-hearted about it. So when I realized that the best way to deal with my depression was just to basically just tell people, look, this is what it is. Like, it's got to a point now where if I walk into a room with a stranger and they talk about mental health, I'm the first person to be like, oh my God, I've got depression. Like,
I love it.
Do you know what I mean? Because I realize how much that it not only helps me just clear myself, it helps other people as well. And with that openness, honestly, I just feel so free. Like I could just come here with all of you guys and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'll talk about this. Before, if I was in this room, I'd be like, nah, no one can know about this. So I find it so much better just to. And
I think that itself is amazing, because obviously what I like now is the fact that mental health is being spoken about a lot more, and it's helpful, and to have that confidence to be able to do so. I wanted to ask, if you don't mind, of course,
ask whatever you want.
Would you say you've been struggling with it, and when did you find the confidence to be able to really sit down and think, do you know what, I need to talk about?
I think it's been a few years. I'm not gonna lie. I've been ignoring it for like the first signs when I realized that I was literally unable to go to work one day. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't go to Tesco, Sainsbury's. I couldn't shower. I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't see my friends. That's when I realized there was something wrong with me. So this was like a few years ago. And then it took me a long time to like actually do something about it, because you know what it's like. Man them from the ends. I grew up in like a gang and stuff like that. It's like you can't show like that weakness, and you know what it's like. So I was always just like, nah, like I'm good. But it got to a point where I was just nah. Like,
what was that point that you looked in there and said, okay, there's an actual issue here?
A few years ago, obviously, when I wasn't able to get up for work and stuff, I realized, okay, this is more than just, I feel a bit down today. When it came to not seeing my friends, making up excuses like, Jen, let's go play football. Everyone knows how much I love my football. I'm like, no, I'm not about, even though I was just in my room. Like, just little things like that, going to eating, like, ask my girls here as well. Big up Rosie. She will tell you how much. Big up, bro. Everywhere I go, Rosie she gets more attention than me. Like, it's mad.
That is.
I go to One Extra. It's like, hey, Rosie. Honestly, she knows how much I eat. I literally wouldn't eat. Blah blah blah. Like, everything just stopped. And when I realized that it was like bad was the last 2 years, because last year it was like Like, I obviously lost my job through depression. I lost everything. I didn't have a penny. I had literally like just £1 in my account. Rosie was the one like paying for my rent and stuff, and she's a student. Imagine that. She's like £1,000 deep in her overdraft. Overdraft? Overdraft. Yeah, grafting. That's what I'm gonna start calling it, the overdraft. Yeah, when you're grafting so hard, you're in the overdraft.
Watch how that becomes a thing now.
Yeah. I'm gonna copyright that. Yeah, so she was the one who literally has been. I've said this everywhere I go, but I promise you, like, literally saved my. I'm not saying this because she's my girl. She actually like saved my life. So when all of this stuff was happening, I was like, right, this is bad. And she obviously was like, look, we need to go and get you sorted. And I'm so against like tablets, antidepressants and so on. So I thought, right, I'll do the counselling.
Interesting.
Did a bit of counselling. That helped, but I was on and off with it, because even then I was like, nah, I don't need to do this, I'm good. Then I fell again. I was low. Finally got on antidepressants, got on this, got on that. But the lowest point was actually... It's actually mad. It was actually this year. Like, it doesn't look like it, because it looks like this year I've literally been flying, like 100%. One extra, this, that, shows, festivals, all that sort of stuff. But at the beginning of this year was when I attempted suicide twice. That's when I realized that, yeah, this is bad, because that's never even crossed my mind in my entire life. So for it to get to that point, that's when I realized, yeah, this is bad.
I mean, we definitely have a lot to get into in this interview, and I wanted to ask a question just to what you just said. Please tell me about that connection of going up in your career and taking that decision at the same time. Like, tell me how that coincides.
When obviously I've been doing music on and off for a while now, and it's obviously frustrating when, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but when you know you're like good, you're like sick, but nothing's really happening, because people are more chasing the, you know what the social media is like. They want all the stupidness and so on. They don't care about the guy with like the sick bars and all this and that. So that is frustrating. So I'm used to being, not, I don't want to use the word overlook, but because all my people know, like, yeah, you're sick, you're the best in the ends, one of the best rappers in the country, cool. But the industry was just like, we'll just keep him on the side sort of thing. So I'm used to it. But what you just said about my depression and the rising, that it didn't exactly happen like that, if that makes sense. Well, it did, because last year was when I did my black box, and that's when it ended up on like I'm Just Bay, Abdi TV. 1 million people saw it. I had to turn everything off on my phone because it was just too many notifications. That's something that had never happened to me. So I was like, yo, like, I had to turn everything off, because I was like, I can't keep up with this. And like everywhere I go is, oh yeah, Jen. That's the first time I had that bit of like, oh my God, you did that black box. You got the best black box. Like, oh, you're sick. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then that's when, like, you know, the sort of like the rise inside happening, but I was still ignoring my mental health. And that's when everything was just, as much as it was going up, my mental health was going down, because I wasn't addressing all the stuff that was going on in my life.
Did you know what? Watching you, I felt so connected in the podcast with Chucky, because you said something that was quite powerful. You said how you feel that depression's not a feeling.
It's not.
It's not. You know, I actually didn't. I was thinking about it. I was like, there's moments I feel, okay, I can feel a bit low, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just feeling sad, and I connect it with just being sad. But that's just the feeling. Could you describe what that means to you then?
Yeah, no, of course.
I mean, it's hard to say what is depression to you, but during this journey, how could you just pinpoint it? Like, how would you describe that feeling?
That's the most frustrating thing, I guess, with people with depression, obviously. And I know ever since I did a podcast, I've never had so many DMs in my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was eager.
Honestly, it was like 100 DMs.
It honestly was powerful. That was, and I thank you for that.
And that's the reason I did it. Like, I like, me and Chucky went on there, and I didn't want to talk about music when I had a new single out, because I wasn't there for music. I wanted to, like, listen, I need to address this, because I want people who are in my situation, who are literally thinking about killing themselves, realize, you know what, there is a bit that, you know, you can come out of this. So that's the reason I did it. But that's the most frustrating thing about depression, is like, everyone thinks it's a feeling. Like, they just think, oh, I feel a bit down today, therefore I have depression. Or, do you know what I mean? And that's the most annoying thing, because I'm just like, do you really think I'm going to be in my room, unable to shower, brush my teeth, get out of bed, go to Tesco, Sainsbury's, which is down the road, by the way, not like a drive away, literally on my high street. Do you think I'm going to starve myself, lock myself in my room, do this and do that just because of a feeling? Like, like, just use a bit of, like, come on, like, really.
So what would you perceive it to be?
That's the thing. Well, there's a lot of, like, stuff about depression. They say it's a lack of serotonin and stuff in your brain, which is what causes happiness. So, you know, it gets really deep and scientific. I don't know, to be honest. But whenever I researched it, I realized that that's what kept coming up. Because it's not just you just thinking, oh, I feel a bit sad today. Obviously, it comes from a psychological part of me growing up in the Caribbean, coming here, not having any family here, because my dad took me over here when I was like a kid. Yeah. All of my family from St. Lucia. As soon as I got here, my dad got arrested. He's doing like 20-year sentence, and I realized, like I'm on my own. Like this is it. Therefore, I was a kid. I went into a gang, started doing stupidness, blah blah blah. Hiding all my emotions, my feelings, this and that. Did music, which was the outlets I guess at the time when you're 14, you're just dropping bars about being in the ends and this and that. But then you just ignore the fact that you're in a country on your own, you have no family. Like when I got to like 16, when I had to start working, and I was just like, if you don't work, fam, you are homeless. Like this is it. Yeah. So all of these pressures and all these things was just like, okay, I have to do this. And then one of my boys died in my arms, which was a madness. All my other boys went to prison because they were either doing like GBH, robberies, stabbings, or this and that. There was so much going on at the time. My aunt died of cancer. Like everything was going on. And I was just sitting there like, no, this is fine. Like I'm good. You know them ones. You just keep pretending. The more you do that, the more subconsciously your brain is just literally just ready to melt.
Do you know
and
what?
break.
Sorry, it's so difficult because you're saying that. I'm realizing like I've been through something similar, and for me, in order to carry on, I couldn't allow myself to lay it out, because if I lay it out, I felt like as if I'm absorbing it and I'm just not strong anymore. So that's why you carry on. So you carry on to be strong. So I was trying to figure out where is the fine line where you're able to lay it out, but you're able to also carry on your life, because you don't have time to stop. You know, like you saying, going straight into work. You didn't have time to mourn or like feel the grief or understand what's going around you. Yeah. Since your journey now, do you have any advice for anyone that is going through it now? Yeah, you have any way to deal with it, any way to cope with it.
You have to do the mourning and the addressing and stuff.
You have to,
You honestly, because if depression doesn't hit you now, trust me, it will hit you in about 5 years' time when you're still trying to pretend like everything's blessed.
Definitely has it.
Everyone is gonna 100%. Go through something. It doesn't matter how minor or how major it is. You need to address it, because all you're doing is just trying to hide something, and you're just telling yourself lies, and that's even more unhealthy, and it's just making yourself sick. So the best thing to do is just be honest and address it. And counseling is honestly the best thing I advise, because obviously you have people around you and so on, but once again, I told my friends I have depression. They were just like, what? Do you know what I mean? They don't get it. So as much as people are like, oh, I don't want to go into a room with a stranger and tell them my problems, this is what they're there for, because your friends are going to look at you and be like, nah, Jen's moving a bit mad, you know? Like, do you know what I mean? These people, they've heard everything from rape to this to that to mental health to anxiety to this and that. That's what they're there for. And I felt so much more comfortable telling a stranger my problems, because I was like, this person's not going to judge me, and that was it. And I felt so much more relief.
I just wanted to ask as well, because you said obviously you were battling your depression at the time that you were kind of rising. Would you say that the pressure of everyone blowing up your phone, or the DMs, did that play a massive part in triggering?
Me and Rosie talk about it, massively. Literally, my anxiety was through the roof, because I was like, oh my God, what do I do now?
Depression and anxiety are basically husband and wife.
Oh yeah,
or in some sort of relationship, literally. So
100%.
With that being said, did you feel like your anxiety was just going through the roof because of the fact that so many people wanted to see you and everyone wanted to know about you, and your phone was blown off? Did that really trigger it?
100%. Because I already had depression, the expectation of all of that made like I've never been I'm a confident person. I go out, I'm a happy, smiley person, but it got to a point where I was getting bookings that I've dreamt about that I couldn't even go to. I was meant to open up for Gets, which is who is my favorite, everyone knows, my favorite artist in the world. And I was so like, I don't know, I literally just broke, and I was like, I can't do it. And I literally just hid myself in my room. That was it. I had about 4 or 5. I had link up with Suspect and all them. What's it called? The Drop, whatever it's called. I literally had so many shows. I literally didn't go to any of them because I couldn't do it. So when I went to my doctors, they did say, yeah, you've got clinical severe depression and general anxiety as well. So I literally have best of both worlds. We're still getting off over it.
It was a perfect segue before when you spoke about what you spoke about, because I wanted to ask you a question of what do you feel like your view is on society when on this topic, when it comes to a kid that comes over from St. Lucia that possibly goes through things and has life happen. So what do you feel like society does to that kid?
It doesn't help with obviously the age we live in of social media, and every time you go on your phone is someone portraying to have like the greatest life.
Yeah.
I want to say, obviously, that's your fault in terms of like you should just not be on there, because the whole of this year I got off social. I wasn't on social media.
Interesting.
That's why all of my boys, they knew something was wrong with me, because I love how it took that for my boys to realize like what's going on with Jen, because I wasn't posting for like a year, because I didn't want to go on my Instagram every day,
right.
And I'm not that person to look and be like, oh, that person's in Dubai. How come I'm not? I'm not that guy, but I know about the psychology and how your brain works, and I didn't go to uni, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time studying about human behavior, psychology. Me and my girlfriend watch loads of documentaries. We just really interested in stuff like that.
You lot seem like my type of people.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm so for this couple right now. Literally, I'm like, yeah.
And obviously, well, she studied psychology, and she's now studying law and criminology. So she knows.
Big up Rosie. Innit?
Big up Rosie once again.
Rosie needs her own interviews.
Yeah, no.
She does.
Honestly, we're talking about setting up our own podcast and stuff.
You should 100%.
So with that, it's like you yourself should know what's going on the social media, and you know how it affects your brain. So at the same time, you should just get off your. Do you know how I use my social media? Like I literally go on there, I post what I have to post. Yo guys, new music out now, bless, and I close my app. That's it.
There we go.
Hey guys, new this, blah blah. Video coming soon. That's it. I don't spend time stroll like through people. If I want to know, I don't want to know what your life is like and all that. If I want to see what my boy is like, I'll text him, I'll call him. That was it. Society, like it plays, I think, is the biggest problem with mental health right now.
Thousands.
Because you have social media, you have like TV telling people to look like this, women should look like this and they should be that, man, them should be tough and this and that. So massively 100%. But at the same time, it's like you are your own person, and I feel like I'm very harsh when it comes to stuff like this. Like, you should be your own person, because I could have easily ended up in the route of, right, I'm going to stay in a gang. I see how much money these men are making from selling XYZ. I'm going to stay in this. But I literally made a decision at the age of 14, 15. I said, you know what? I don't want to be dead like my man. I don't want to be in jail like him. Right, you man, bless, I'm gone. And I went and just started applying for jobs in sales. I got that, and then that was it from there. So as much as it's like society does 100% play a massive part of women should look like this, guys should do that, and the pressure of social media and so on, you are your own person and control it. Stop allowing music to tell you what to do. Stop allowing movies to tell you should be doing this and that. And stop allowing social media to tell you what you should be doing, because remember, these are just highlights of people's good times. When I posted about my depression, do you know how vexed I got? People were just like, oh, but Jen, like every time you post something, you look bare happy. I'm like, bruv, what do you want me to stand in front of my phone and be like, hey guys, I'm really sad today, man, I haven't left my yard? Like, who does that?
I say it all the time. Instagram is a lie.
It's just a lie.
I cannot stress enough.
It's a lie.
It's such a fathom. And you know what you're saying there is so powerful, just off the simple element that even when there's times where I've even gone through my own stuff and felt low, and you go on social media, you see what you were saying. So I'm the complete opposite. I was the person that was on socials watching everyone.
Need to get off that.
And you're absolutely right. Like, it made me feel worse, because everyone looks like they're living this high life, and then, as well, it's the negativity on there, the trolling, the commentary, especially for someone who's got an active profile where people are on there, you know, you're not feeling good, and then you go on your Instagram and it's people saying you're this and that, people who don't even know you, just hyping. So it is true. I've
always said as well, like, obviously I know this is maybe a bit outrageous, but if you I just pressed something and the screen just came on. Oh no, my hair's mashed up. I've always said as well, like, with the social media thing, it's like, I always feel like if you don't have like that's a bit outrageous, but
this is LDNRBS, you can go for it.
If you're not like a musician or a blogger or a this and that, like, why are you really like on social media?
Oh my gosh!
No, honestly,
no. Before you say it, I say this constantly.
Yes.
I say the words I actually say is a lot. Is if I wasn't doing LDNRBS,
I wouldn't be here. What did I say to
my
you?
Instagram? There's nothing on it, because I just feel like
I was confused by that. By the way, she hollered at me on Instagram, and I thought, "Who's this troll, man?" I thought this is a fake account.
Everyone thinks that.
Zero posts. I thought, I'm not coming on your show. You're not real.
This is what I'm saying. But then it's like what do I do then? Make a fake life that I don't live.
Exactly.
This is what it happens. It creates this fake life, but we're just looking at things like, it's a bit of a creep. I got no photos. I mean, I'm working on that. But right now, I just thought, you know what? Like, I'm just not ready for that yet. Like, I just wish that we didn't look at it exactly for what it was. And I mean, this is a big impact on us.
But I wouldn't say it's quick, because I'm thinking about what you're saying, and I'm completely opposite.
We're all different.
Innit? My Instagram's always got
selfie
stuff
central.
on. Exactly. Like, everyone knows me. My face is always on my Instagram. So it's like, but then
But that's what I mean, though. Like, why?
Why? You think, are you true to yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
We're diagnosing that.
Yeah, you are. No, you are. But like, why? Why are you posting selfies?
Maybe it's because for me, I feel like I'm the person where I get enjoyment of watching myself be myself. So like, if I do a selfie and I'm just chatting to my camera, it's like, it's me and my camera. I'm not speaking to anyone else. And then I watch back at that, and I just laugh at myself. I think it's because it's a self-confidence.
Okay, got it. Cool.
It builds my confidence.
No, I get that.
I mean, I watch you and I think like it's who you are, and it fits you. I don't look at her and I'm like, and I'm seeing someone just faking it or they're pushing it. It really is who you are.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's good.
We know this.
She has a laugh, and I get it. Whereas when you start doing that, and then you start, like, you could tell someone's forcing it, and you know, and you get all these rentals, and you got these people trying to give their
the rental gang.
I know.
Honestly, I had this conversation with Rosie, and I said, if I wasn't a rapper, like 100,000,000%, I wouldn't have social media. The only reason
forcing it, help me please.
The only reason I've got Twitter, Instagram, and that is literally I go on there. Like, have you ever seen a selfie? Like, literally, all I do is go on there. I'm on this radio show. I've got that show. This song's coming out, and that's it. That's literally all I do, because it's like, that's what it's for. This is like my little business here, where I post my stuff, and that's it. Like, if you're not doing that, you're not a beauty blogger doing your makeup tutorials or this and that, then what are you really doing? You're on there taking pictures of yourself for what? Other people's approval? Like, why?
For a
what?
like.
Yeah, for a like. Yeah, like, this is. I honestly, I can't get my brain around it, and this is why, once again, the social media thing plays a massive part on like mental health and stuff, because I feel like a lot of people are just lying to themselves.
Now, I've got to ask you a question too. I've got to ask, because I'm inspired by acts like you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm very inspired by it, and it almost reminds me of the way Tyson Fury has come out, because Tyson Fury is an amazing boxer, yet he doesn't even want to talk about boxing.
Yeah.
You can really rap. You rap well. And believe me, coming from me, I really do
rap.
You rap well. But yeah, you're leading with this topic. Tell me where your passion's coming from to make this your voice be heard. Because
I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. Like, I promise you, that is genuinely the only reason I'm doing this. Like, after I went through, like, I think the first few years when I was going through depression, as in I couldn't leave my room for months and stuff, that was bad. But I'd probably, if I came out of that, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I'd just be like, right, new music. Ever since the suicide thing, that's when my whole life has changed. Like, everything changed ever since then. I was like, oh my God, I fully could have been dead. Like, I actually could have been dead. And now I'm waking up every morning, I'm just bit excited about life, because obviously I've left my job. I realized, I didn't leave my job, I got sacked from my job because of my depression, but started like doing something that I enjoy and stuff, and then I'm back into music, and then I'm taking my antidepressants every morning, I'm going to counseling. I'm just like, you know what, before, like, I couldn't wake up 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It'd be in the afternoon, and then like force myself back to sleep because I didn't want to hear suicidal thoughts in my head. Then it was just a constant cycle of forcing myself to sleep. Now I'm up at like 5 in the morning. I asked her this morning, it was 5 in the morning, my producer sent me a beat, I wrote a tune like at 5 in the morning while she was sleeping, because I'm just so excited about life now. Until you go through a thing like suicide or near-death experience,
it's almost like
everything changes.
You're reborn.
I'm lit. 100%. I promise you, I'm reborn. So,
right, can we have a round of applause for that? That is a moment. Sorry, that is a moment.
For the kids that is watching this right now and listening to this and maybe feeling the same, I want to ask you the question of, because you're better now, but at the time, just before you tried to commit, I want to ask, what could have steered you away at that point? Like, if you were crying out for anything, what was you looking for that could have steered you away from that moment? I
think I was just looking for like people just to
care.
Yeah, not care, because I know they care. Understand. I think is the.
That's from care to understand, big difference.
Yeah, because I know everyone cared.
Yeah.
Like all my friends, they care about me. Of course, my mum and dad and everyone back home like cares about me and stuff. But no one understood because my mum was just like, "What?
Yeah.
You know what it's like in the Caribbean,
100%.
like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, all she kept saying was like, you need to go to church,
Yeah,
you need
or
to pray,
doctor.
and I was like, yeah, and I was like, listen, I am praying, fam. Trust me. But listen, I need some more. Like, so all I think is just to understand. That's all it is, because no one got it. Like, they literally just thought, oh, Jen's moving a bit mad, let's just leave him alone.
Yeah,
he'll come round in a bit. And then this went on, like I said, for like months and a year and so on. So I think the main thing that I needed in that time of wanting to kill myself was actually just my boys just turn up to my yard and just be like, listen, fam, I know obviously what's going on, cool, I know you've been lying to us saying that you don't want to come forward on this and that, because I know there's something deeper with it. Let's just chill, let's just talk. Like, that's it.
I would ask you, what are the signs for you, because everyone might go through it differently, what are the signs that were loud enough that others can now look and realise, okay, that someone could be going through that and could help them out when it comes to depression?
Literally all of what I just said. If your friend starts moving, as everyone knows how much I love to play football, if you start making excuses for all the things that you love to do, music, me not doing music, that should just blow everyone's mind and be like, what, Jen is not doing music? that's enough. The football, eating, come on, man, I eat so much. If you see me not eating, there's something wrong, right? Just, I know we're joking about it and stuff, but literally you'll pick up on the things that people love to do. And if they're not, like, I wasn't obviously going out, I wasn't like clubbing, bars, all that stuff. I literally was just locked in my room for months. So if you pick up on these, not answering phone calls is the main thing, because I literally aired everyone. Like, anytime my phone rang, like, literally I would just get scared and be like, oh, like, I said, oh my god, someone's trying to get through to me, and I have to lie to them and say that I'm fine when I'm really not. So let me just turn that off. Do you know what I mean? This is pretty much how it works. But this is gonna sound really weird, but one of the best advice or things that I've heard, like a million things of, like, I've watched loads of YouTube and motivational speeches and all this thing, one of the things that hit me the most, and I don't know if it will hit anyone else, but for some reason this one just took me somewhere, was who was it, babe? I think it was Gary. No, it wasn't Gary Vee. It was
I love Gary Vee.
Big up Gary Vee though. Definitely.
My favorite people.
I think it was like a comedian or something like that who was talking about, he did his set, whatever, and at the end he said, oh, like, everyone knows I suffer from depression, blah blah, and he said the best thing that his dad ever told him was something like that was, you know, you all you have to do is outlive your depression and embrace what makes you weird.
I love it,
honestly. And like, I've had,
so do you think we're fighting that?
I've had a million people tell me, you need to do this, you need to do that, but I'm just like, cool, it's easier said than done, I can't do that. For some reason, when I heard that hit me so hard, because outlive your depression means that, I know it's raw, but just don't kill yourself yet. Just I promise you, we'll get better, and embrace what makes you weird, because I'm a weird guy.
I think you're over here at LDNRBS.
I'm in the right place.
You really are.
And I am a weird guy, and Rosie, she's just as weird as me. And like, I think
we're just all like open people.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The more open you are, the more it seems absurd, but it's not. Like, we're just open.
That's it.
I just think, who wants to be normal?
That's what I mean. So because I'm such a weird guy, and it's like, I'm supposed to be the guy that's like, like, man, from the ends, like this and that. I can't be bothered. Listen, when I was like 13, cool, I done all that. Listen, fam, I'm ready to just be myself and just talk nonsense and be an idiot and run around and do stupidness.
And go Comic-Con and dress up.
Honestly, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it's about. So when I heard that, for some reason, that hit me so hard. All you have to do is outlive your depression and embrace what makes you weird. And ever since then, I was just like, fam, that is just mad. Like,
I'm taken back by that quote.
That's my favorite quote on depression. And I've heard like hundreds. I know there's more deeper ones. It's like, ooh.
I actually need to find that and stick that somewhere.
First off, for coming out and speaking as openly as you do, inspiring to the world and back. And also, I will say, you're a friend of LDNRBS straight from the back of this conversation. And we need to protect people like Jem.
Yes.
Jem, because
at all costs,
you really are talking like men of men. Like literally, people should look up to you for even coming out here and speaking so courageously.
Especially as a man, because like
as a man,
men can never show emotion, and I think we have to really push that
especially
message.
one in the grime scene. Especially one that's in a scene where you're supposed to be.
I've heard that.
And it's people almost believe that you can have depression and you can't still be a king. You can be both. You're just going through things.
All right, check you out.
He's got me passionate.
Yes, I'm loving
it. The amount of times I heard that, and it's just like, oh, you're meant to be like a grime kid that's like, oh yeah, I'm the hardest, and I was like, bro, I don't need to prove anything to you. Like I've done all what I've done, and that's not something I should glorify, like about robberies and stabbings and like, do you know what I mean? Why would I go around and glorify that? I'm literally, I'm a weird guy that will embrace, like going back to what we said, the weirdness of me. And if I'm in a position to help other people, that's what makes me happy. That's the other thing as well with depression. When you start doing stuff for other people, your depression fades away because you realize that you're not focusing on yourself anymore. Because every morning I wake up, my brain used to be like, oh, how are you going to do this? You just lost your job. How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to do this? Oh, this and that. Your aunt, your friend, this person's dead, this person that. And you just panic, and all you want to do is go back to sleep because your brain, it's like a constant tick that doesn't stop, right? As soon as you wake up and you start doing stuff for other people, i.e., if Rosie's going through some madness, that's my priority. I'm going to look after her. This is what I'm going to do. My boy's going, right, let me sort this out. Because at that point, it's like, I'm not thinking about myself anymore. And that makes, and it's a fact as well. It's a human, I don't know what it's called, trait or behavior. When you do stuff for other people, you feel so much better about yourself, 100%. Consciously or subconsciously. You 100% do.
I mean, this is the only way that got me through many things. Like focusing on my sister, I realized at that moment, it's like almost like I have a purpose now.
Yeah,
it's almost let me know you have a purpose.
That's what I mean.
And I felt so good about it. So.
This is honestly when you do stuff for other people. That's when you. Especially, obviously, not expecting anything in return. Most importantly, sorry, that's really important.
Let's just say no expectation.
I know what certain people are thinking. Like, So when you actually just from your heart, just doing stuff to help people, you realize, oh, I did something today for that person. I feel like nice. Like, it's just love. Like, really so these are the main things you need to do with your depression. Obviously, address it, embrace it. If you can, obviously, I know some people don't. Be open about it. It frees you up. You don't have to hide anything because I can come on any platform anywhere in the world and just say, hey, this is what I have. I don't care, judge me, cool. I've been through my wars, fam. I'm cool. And then, like I said, just do stuff for other people. It takes away the focus from you. Big up man like Lex as well. Basically, I am not a dog person, and I promise you, I remember I saw an article that said something like if you have kids or something like that, or you have like a pet, like a dog. Like, I know that's two extreme things, But trust me, I promise you, I'm not a dog person, I'm literally just like whatever, cool, But Rosie's obviously she's got a dog, and every time I come round. Her parents obviously takes them out like mad early, 5-6 in the morning, and then one day I remember I said to her that, can I take Lexi out? And he was like, yeah, cool. As soon as I did that, it's literally like I wake up. So first of all, I'm not thinking about myself. I'm taking this dog out and I'm making sure this dog is cool. Like, you are good. You're not getting run over today. We're going to have a great time. You're going to run around. I did that for like a few days. Now it's like every single time I'm at hers. We did it this morning as well. Any chance I get to take the dog, I'm literally like, remember your mum would just be like, take it out. No, don't take. I'll take the dog out. That's like my chore now. So if you can do something, there's just depression is there's so many different types and stuff, but there's little things you can do. If you try there's 10 things. If you try, at least one of them will work for you. Whether it's meditation, taking a dog out, doing something for someone else,
writing a song,
yes, like especially these things like your passions and stuff, because some people are amazing painters, they don't want to do it because they don't believe in themselves. They are great at makeup, but they think, I don't want to start a YouTube channel because people are going to think, this and that. Just do it. You're not doing it for other people, just do it for you. You'll be happy, and that's it.
I have to applaud you firstly. Your music, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
From that moment in which you felt like, okay, I'm just going to go into sales, what made you go back? What made you go back to music?
So basically, I obviously had to work because obviously my dad was in jail and I needed to whatever this, and I go into sales because I'm someone who's so. Am I allowed to? I can't swear on here, can I? Because I'm so good at chatting nonsense. I was just natural. I didn't know this. I found myself naturally good at sales. I literally started doing like field sales and stuff, and I was like one of the top in the country in the company. And I literally just started just because I was just good at just telling people, yo, what are you saying? Like, do you want to do this? just like talk nonsense, and people like just like that straightforwardness. So I did that. Then I got into recruitment because my friend said, "Oh, if you're good at sales, you know, you can make good money in recruitment." I was like, "Swear down." So I got into recruitment, and that's it. And then I've been doing that since I left school. But I realized I wasn't happy once again. So my depression comes from family, isolation, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But also the fact that I was lying to myself, saying that, I wasn't doing what I loved. So what happened with the music thing was, I'm not someone who enters competitions and stuff, but going back to Getz, who's my favorite artist and my idol, right? Because I'm from obviously East, and I grew up on all of his music. There was something on GRM Daily that was like, it's called The Getz Down. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's when, what was that show on Netflix? The Get Down, you know, the old school hip hop thing. Yeah, it was to promote that in the UK. So they got Getz to do the Gets Down, which was a beat of one of his producers made to rap on it. So I remember I got home in my suit and wherever from recruitment, and I saw it and I thought, I never enter competition, but I thought it's Getz, let me just do something. Heard the beat, just started freestyling, messing around, whatever. I used the hashtag, uploaded it. I didn't think much of it. Yeah, cool. The next day I saw like another 100, 500 people enter. I thought, okay, I'm not going to win this score. And then literally a week later, I see Getz on Instagram like, we've gone through literally every single one, and like the best rapper or whatever is this guy called Jen, and I was just like, God. That's God. So I was getting mad, and then and I met, he got me down to his studio to record a tune. That's when I recorded Comeback Freestyle, which is like my first single on Spotify. And I met him. I was losing my mind. I was like, bro, I literally grew up on all your music, like, thank you just for being real, like the lyricist that you are, blah blah blah. And then from there I did a black box freestyle that ended up on I'm Just Bagel, like it just went everywhere around the country. And then and that's when I realized, you know what, I'm just gonna I have to get back to music. Do
you know what? It's nice. We could sit here. It's a shame that we have to cut it.
No,
but because we literally, I feel like we can't finish here. There needs to be a part 2 of this because people need to hear this. 100%.
Well, you are definitely now a friend of LDNRBS.
Thank you so much.
As your small island Caribbean too. So I got.
Where you from?
Grenada, man.
Grenada
and Barbados.
Man, them.
Yeah, most definitely. But let's give him a clap out here, Jen.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Love my guys.
We shall be back. LDNRBS.